good morning and welcome to this wonderful Sunday. It's so good to see all of you. I'm Sandy Moore, and I'm the founding minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living, Orange County. And it's always my pleasure and my joy to be here with you. Now, this month, July, our new theme is Activating Spiritual Freedom. Knowing truly that we are already spiritually free, but how we activate it in our lives. So each week we will study a different tool or way to let go of what keeps us in bondage from our good. Is everybody still tingling? Yes. It's just such a beautiful reminder that we do live in an amazing country. A country that was founded on spiritual principles. In God we trust. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal. And they hold certain inalienable rights from their Creator. Among these, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Wow. What a country in which we live. A country that's founded on these principles. Do you know, I was listening to Wayne Dyer's Excuses Be Gone on TV. And I haven't listened to all of it, but I listened to one part, and it really awakened me to something quite interesting. He said Hitler followed the rules. The founders of our country had the courage to break the rules, to step out of the paradigm. They had the courage to start a new American republic that wasn't founded on the old paradigm of suffering and victimhood and inequality. Our country is founded on the courage to be bold. There is great liberty in audacity. The audacity to do something greater than has ever been done before. My beautiful daughter shared a quote from a book she's reading, Sacred Commerce, by the founders of Gratitude Cafe. And they said, there is great freedom and promise in being the fool. The fool to me means someone who can see beyond the boundaries. Someone who can look for something greater and have the courage to do it. So when we talk about activating spiritual freedom, we go to the truths that Ernest Holmes, our founder, talked of, the truths that Kirk was talking about this morning. Freedom is the birthright of every person. There is a seed of freedom planted within each and every one of us. But here's the caveat, here's the catch. It is man's responsibility to discover it for himself. Bondage is not God ordained. Bondage is what we've chosen. It's part of the freedom we've been given. We can either choose to live free, unattached to our limiting thoughts, or we can be held in bondage. Freedom means we're free to choose. Do you know we have been given this conscious mind just like that can make a conscious choice and change everything that's gone before? Now look, I don't want any of us to look back on our lives and feel any regrets, because everything we've done in our life is what we needed at the time. And I'll talk about that a little more. But right now, our whole focus of this morning is about having the audacity to be greater than we've been before. And in order to do that, we have to choose freedom. What keeps us, what keeps you from feeling free? I'm going to tell you a little story, very ancient, old story, from the Hebrew Scriptures. God called to Moses from the burning bush. Moses, Moses. And Moses said, I am here. And God said, don't come any closer. I want you to remove the shoes from your feet and recognize that you are standing on holy ground. Now in Hebrew, the root word for shoes is lock, and the root word for feet is habit. So unlock your habits so you can realize that you are standing on holy ground. So many of us, somewhere in our soul's journey, from past life, this life, childhood, wherever, have gotten a whole truckload of limiting beliefs. And some of those we've held on to so tightly, we've locked into the core of our being to try to cover up that seed of freedom. Those limiting beliefs could be, I'm not worthy habit. It could be avoid accountability or responsibility habit. It could be a habit of looking for what's wrong instead of what's right. It could be a habit of avoidance, a habit of rejecting vulnerability or not wanting to be vulnerable. There's so many habits. I'm going to invite you on this morning to, number one, become aware of what habit is holding you back from being absolutely free. Do you know, anything we cannot give away possesses us. I want you to think about that. Anything we can't let go of freely possesses us. Some things we're called to let go of just in the act of reciprocity. Other things nature takes away from us. We grow old. Life changes. And if we're not willing to be in that process of change, we're going to be stuck trying to hold on, locked up, and not free to realize where we're standing is holy ground. So number one, today, this morning, I want you to recognize you are already free. And the next part is to recognize what keeps us from feeling free is our habits. Our habits that tell us something different than the truth. The truth is, right now, we can change our mind. Just go like this. If you think any thought, you can go like that and change it into something else. But it's not enough just to change our thought. We need to uncover what our habit is and change our actions around it. Now, Moses' story goes on a little farther than that, because God spoke Moses' name twice. Moses, Moses, to tell him to pay attention. So I would invite you to pay attention to your own life. Look at what your actions are. Is it something I'm choosing? Is it something I'd like to change? Be aware, pay attention. But he went on to say to Moses, Moses, here's what I want you to do. You see, in each of us there's a call. We have a divine plan and purpose for our lives. We haven't been put on this earth just to exist. We've been put on this earth to create, evolve, and be a positive presence, to be part of this interwoven fabric of good. So the call that Moses got from God was to go back into Egypt and talk to the Pharaoh and have the Pharaoh release his most precious gift, the Jewish slaves. Now, to Moses, this was absolutely impossible. Could not be done. He didn't, in his own mind, he couldn't see how he could possibly do this. Do you have something in your life right now that you feel the call to do, yet you see no way, no how you can get it done? That's a call. To know if that's a call from God, I'm going to give you a little parameter. Moses knew that this was a call from God because this was for the greater good. If the call from within you is to do something greater than you've done before, that will uplift the energy of this planet. You know, each and every one of us are on this planet to be happy, joyful, and abundantly supplied with everything we need. We're here to be abundantly supplied. Yet if we're here to make our money off other people's pain and sorrow, that's not a call from God. We are here to be